Hello and welcome back to Aphrodisia. I want to wish all of you a very, very blessed Christmas today, and hopefully we have a really pleasant 2021 that is to come. So I hope everyone's doing well today, and we have two piles here for you to pick from: love and peace, which is something that I wish for all of you for Christmas and the coming 2021. Today we're going to be looking at whether your person is thinking about you this Christmas and whether they're missing you, what their thoughts are when it comes to you. It's going to be quite an in-depth reading for the two piles, since we only have two piles here today. So close your eyes and connect with your higher self and ask for some guidance. When you're ready, open your eyes and pick a pile. If you need to, pause the video. But before we get started, please help support this channel by liking and subscribing and pressing the bell icon to be alerted on new videos. So for those of you who picked pile love, this is your reading. What I'm getting here is that your person has taken the time to really walk away from things that no longer serve them. It could be mindsets, belief systems, thought patterns, people, situations. You know, there are multiple things that they have started to shed and decided that it's no longer working for them, and they're moving away from it. And what I'm getting with the defeat card, which is the Five of Swords, that is right next to the Eight of Cups, which they're walking away from, it tells me that they're really walking away from like the cheating, the feelings of defeat, the ego, more of like they're walking away from the need to kind of have this one up above other people, like to win and to defeat other people. Like I feel like they used to want to kind of exert their power to make themselves feel good about themselves. So it's the same analogy that I always give my clients when we look at the Five of Swords. It's almost like they have a city that is surrendering, or saying that, waving a white flag, saying that, okay, we surrender, and yet you go in and you ransack the city and burn the city to the ground because you can. And that's the same kind of energy that I'm feeling, and they're really walking away from all these energies and all these feelings, and they're really growing, and they're really learning to go within and make themselves stronger. They are learning to heal a lot of wounds of abandonment, wounds of rejection, and finding a lot of peace as they move forward. So I really love the idea of them really making their way into the unknown. And here we have the Fool card, which is really taking that leap of faith to pursue things that they didn't used to want to pursue. And that's my cat. So I think they are learning to take this leap of faith, and they're learning to pursue this new beginning with you. And I do think that they do want to have this new beginning. And for those of you who have had not much communication with them, they are thinking of communicating with you and really speaking their truth. They're taking that leap of faith to want to come forward towards you and to declare their love for you and to have this new beginning with you. They've seen you walk away from them, and they've seen you kind of like move away because they were not in a great energy, and you're like, okay, enough's enough, I'm going to do me. And they have kind of felt really abandoned by you and in the process, and they are now realizing why you had to do that, why you had to walk away. And so they are saying that now I am ready for something, and they're going to try to pursue you in order to see whether something more can come out of this. So I feel like these are their thoughts this Christmas period. And so I pulled some more cards, the Soulmate edition of the Truth decks, to see what they are thinking of. They are looking at a loving partnership with you. They want to have this loving partnership. They want to have this new beginning in love with you. I do feel like they're a little bit too attached still, and they're working on walking away from this attachment. But they want you to know that they are going through this transformation. They are still very faithful, and they're still very faithful towards you. Like they are still very true towards you. So they are not straying from you. They are not straying from the path. They are headed towards you, and they have gone through a huge transformation, so much so that they can take this leap of faith, so that they can come forward towards you. So I pulled some more cards from the Kintsugi relationship healing oracle on what their shadows, what shadows that they are facing. And yes, it's all well and good that they want to come forward, they want to have a loving partnership. Maybe they're a little bit too attached, they're still dealing with this and still trying to resolve this issue, but they're still faithful, and they've gone through a huge transformation. We want to see what else they're going to do during this period and how they're going to heal. So 2 shadow cards came out, and the first shadow card says notice patterns. So they're really starting to notice their patterns of behavior that were not very healthy, and these could relate to control issues. Again, this really ties in with the 5 of Swords, where they want to one-up the other person, and it's this idea of like really wanting people to comply, really wanting to control the situation, and they really want to kind of exert their power and their influence over this whole situation, because they feel insecure with the unknown. There is a fear of the unknown here, and so they are learning to recognize this pattern to want to control things, and they are reminding themselves that they can release this need to control, and that not everything needs to be controlled, and they're trying to find peace, which is what I got with the Eight of Cups here, which is, when I designed this card, I love this idea, when you walk away you find peace, which is the peace sign there. And so I feel like with them healing a lot of their control issues, they are actually finding a lot of peace. They're noticing their patterns, and with that they are solving these patterns and learning to trust their judgment. They're learning to trust themselves a lot more. And so again, this idea of moving on and moving forward and facing reality is what they are working on at this point in time. And what is going on is that they are really learning to move forward, know when to cut their losses, and know that, you know, sometimes relationships, and it's not just romantic relationships, it could be relationships with friends or family members, or certain relationships that you have with yourself. They're learning that it's time to walk away. Damage has been done. It's time to walk away from all these things. And it's also time, when it's a relationship with yourself, it's time to shed some of the habits and shed away the old self, and allow the old version of yourself to just pass into memory, and no longer let that person live, and have this new person that's reborn. So I think that they are really learning to face the situation head on, and learning to face their own demons and their own fears head on, and really learning to move past all of that. So I wanted to end off this reading with messages from them to you. They want you to know that this journey is not easy, but you give them purpose. You give them the strength to take that leap of faith. You give them the strength to walk away from things that no longer serve them, to want to change. You really give them that motivation, and you are their driving force and that light at the end of the tunnel for them. So they want you to know that once everything is over, once COVID is over, they want to travel the world with you, and that your love for them guides them home. And finally, that this union that both of you have, it's worth waiting for. And I love the fact that your love for them guides them home, and it's almost like the journey is not easy, but you give them purpose. Like you are like that beacon of light in the darkness that they are overcoming at this point in time, and it's really beautiful. And I love how the messages really all seem to tie in together into you giving them strength to move on, and they're really learning to be guided home towards you, and that at the end of the day there will be union, and it will be worth the wait. So that's all the messages that I have for you today. Let me know in the comments how this resonates with your situation, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a blessed Christmas and an amazing New Year ahead. Bye! So for those of you who picked pile Peace, this is your reading. what I'm getting here is that your person is really getting ready to come home towards you, or rather come home to you. I've like, all the words seem to kind of mesh together right now, but they're really thinking of having union with you. They're really thinking of having stability in your connection. They want to bring in stability. They want to kind of have this union with you and really celebrate and get married and have a new home and create this happily ever after for the two of you. I really love the Four of Wands because it's not just a twin flame union card, but it also talks about a lot of stability, and the Four Wands are like the four cornerstones of this love and this house and this connection that you're both building at this point in time. And what I'm feeling is that they are really learning to take that leap of faith. And what I love about both piles, pile love and pile peace, I had to kind of take a moment to kind of get the names right. Both have the Fool card here. So your person, both in pile love and pile peace, they really want to take this leap of faith. They really want to have this new beginning with you, and they're working towards that. They want to come forward and sweep you off your feet and get into union already. And what I feel is that they're really very certain about this. There is no doubt. And I feel like this pile is more ready than the love pile because they are really thinking about the future. They're really thinking about moving forward. Yes, there are blockages, but they don't seem to be really huge blockages. What I'm feeling is that they're really, instead of overthinking and instead of thinking, oh yeah, we walked away and from each other and still mulling over that fact, they're more forward looking instead of backward looking. So they're not looking at the past, they're looking at the future. So your pile and your person is really looking towards the future and looking towards this union that they want to have with you. Though I do feel like they are still a little bit stuck in the past. They're a little bit stuck in holding on to the past and holding on to certain beliefs and certain memories from the past and not really letting them go altogether. I feel like they are also in a place where they are still keeping their secrets to themselves. They're still kind of keeping a lot of things to themselves, and they're not willing to share their plans. And I don't think you will know that they want to come forward and have union with you. So this union is going to really take you by surprise. It's really going to be like, wow, I didn't see that coming at all, because they've kept it so secret, so secretive. They've kept it to themselves, and they kept it to themselves so well. They really like guard their intentions to come back towards you very, very well. And you don't see it in the 3D, but you do see it in the 5D. And I do see that they are making their way towards you because they have kind of come to a really good energy. They are very stable now. They are in a place where they are financially stable. They are now very much emotionally ready for something new to happen between the two of you. They are working on creating a family with you, and they are working on becoming like the family person, the family man or woman that they would like to be, because they want to have a family with you. They want to invest in this family and they want to give to this family. So I really feel like they are shedding a lot of rigid ways of thinking, and they're really molding themselves to be ready for union and to be worthy of being your counterpart, and to be worthy of or rather not worthy, but to be ready for the blessings that are to come their way when they have this union with you, because they're definitely taking that leap of faith to want to come towards you. So I pulled some more Truth deck cards, which is the Soulmate edition. They want you to know, or Spirit wants you to know, that this person, they desire only you. And they have desired only you for quite a while. They have always had you on their minds. They really want, no one else in the world that they want to have union with. Though I do feel like there is a sense of immaturity that they still kind of have at this point. But they are very attracted to you. And I think that they're going to start off speaking to you through an online platform, through social media, or through an online chat platform. Like, it's really going to take you by surprise. It's going to come out of the blue. Like, you're not even going to be able to predict what's happening, because it's really going to just, like, it's really going to shock you, because I feel like they are not going to show that they want anything with you until the very end. And everything will become really clear once they come forward and speak their truth and speak to you. But right now, there are still a bit of childish emotions that they really need to kind of release. But despite that childish emotions that they are harboring, they still are very attracted to you, and they're very committed to you, and they're still very faithful towards you. So definitely there's a lot of love there, and there's a lot of commitment and desire for deeper commitment on their part when it comes to you. So I pulled some more cards from the Kintsugi Relationship Healing Oracle, and we have 3 light cards and 2 shadow cards. So I think in the past, or they could be someone who is very stubborn. They need to have things their way. If not, it's like, we're not going to even discuss anything. But now they're learning to be open to discussing things. They're no longer very stubborn. They're no longer, like, they really have gotten rid of the rigid ways of thinking. They are no longer thinking like, it's either my way or the highway. They're learning to compromise and integrate with other people better. And this period of separation, on this period without you, has really, really allowed them to work on learning to integrate with other people better, and to work on their relationships with other people. They're learning that mutual respect is important for any relationship, not just the connection that they have with you. And they're learning to respect you, and they're learning that they also deserve respect. So it's like a mutual thing. It's a give and take thing. I think they're learning to understand you better, and they're learning to value you and your inputs and what you contribute to this relationship and to this connection. And they're learning to be in a very light-hearted mood. They're learning to play a lot more, learning to have fun a lot more, and they're thinking of integrating a lot of play into your relationship, into your connection. When it manifests in the 5D, when it manifests in the 3D, they want to kind of integrate a lot of having fun and having date nights and really connecting with you. And keeping the fire going, keeping this relationship strong. They don't want it to just fizzle and die out after a while. They want to continue to kind of keep things in a good and healthy and playful energy. And of course, they want to reconnect with you, and they want to kind of close up that distance between the two of you and be honest with you and have an honest conversation and talk about their feelings and talk about how both of you can move forward together. And so to close off this reading, what I wanted to do is to take a look at some messages from them to you. And the first message is, I want to wake up next to you. It's so sweet. I really love that. I really like that. It's the simple things, it's the small things that really make a relationship special. It's not like the great romantic gestures. Of course they are nice, but it's about like the daily kind of small things that you do that build up over time that make a relationship stronger. It's not a one-off sort of thing, but it's a daily kind of effort on both sides that make this relationship work. And I think waking up next to someone and cuddling and doing small things for each other, or having like time, segregating time, or making time in the day to talk to each other, to connect with each other, to compliment each other, it really works together to make this relationship work. They want you to know that you have always been the place, that you don't need to search for anybody else to give you love, that you can find love within you, but also that they don't really have to search anywhere else. They know that they are supposed to be with you. Their place is beside you, and you have always been that to them. Like, you have always been their counterpart, their rock, and the person that they are meant to be with. And they know this, and they're very sure of it. because you feel like home to them. But they're sorry for the silence, they're sorry for the separation that has to happen because they had to find themselves, they had to heal. So they're sorry for all of that, but they want you to know that you are home to them and you have, you know, you are everything to them and they are coming back towards you. And these are such beautiful, beautiful messages. So with that being said, that's all the messages that I have for you today. Let me know in the comments how this resonates with your situation. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a blessed Christmas and a lovely, lovely 2021 ahead. Bye!